You make a wrong turn, only to end up in a lost forest and amongst people who are deformed, ugly looking creatures. The Wrong Turn's a movie that came out in 2003. So as of right now, the 7th one's a remake, and then the movies from 1 to 6 is like a sequels and stuff. But it's like sequels and prequels in it. So yeah man, like this movie was very interesting because this is actually one of my favorite movies of all time in terms of horror. You have this guy called Chris who's late for work, he's stuck in traffic. So he ends up taking like a different turn since the road he's on is like, you know, lots of traffic in it. Essentially that's where you get the term wrong turn from. Later whilst he's driving, he ends up crashing into like a car that was literally in the middle of the road, and you soon find out that later that the car was only in the middle of the road because someone put barbed wires literally in the middle of the road. So yeah, that's where it all kicks off. The people's car that got hit is kind of like a group of friends who are kind of just going out to, you know, get away for a bit, I think like camping or something. So I just have to say, yeah, for a movie that's considered a horror, yeah, the visuals are so goddamn beautiful. Like I can't even lie to you, like the whole time in this movie, yeah, not one time did I think to myself, oh my god, I don't want to be in the woods, I don't want to be in the woods because of this movie. Like if anything, this movie actually made me want to go to the woods. It's crazy, isn't it? Because you're thinking, okay, you have these like cannibals, these little, you know, inbred, deformed creatures in the woods, yeah, so it might make you think, oh, I don't want to go in the woods. The shots they had, the camera work, it just looks so gorgeous, because I'm just thinking like, okay, where the hell was this at? I want to go there. Where is this place? Like honestly, I don't know, I feel like for a movie that came out in 2003, obviously like the shots aren't the best in terms of just the quality, because obviously it's an old movie, but I feel like the shot in general and the way they shoot it in general just looks gorgeous, fam. Just the whole map view of like the woods and stuff, it just looks gorgeous. And on top of that, if you include like the score as well, like a lot of the music, it feels so peaceful. It's like those, like, I don't know, those scores that you can kind of meditate to. I'm just thinking like, am I watching the right movie? Is this actually a horror movie or what? And funny enough, this is actually one of the movies that I put as like an underrated horror movies in one of my videos, because I do truly feel like this is a very underrated horror movie, and not a lot of people actually like it for some reason. I can't understand why personally. And I think this movie was actually inspired by the movie called The Hill Have Eyes, but I'll be honest with you, that movie, The Hill Have Eyes, I've seen that, and honestly, I thought it was trash. I thought it was like boring, dull, dead, and I honestly think that Wrong Turn's like a better movie than The Hills of Eyes, in my opinion. So pretty much you have these characters trying to find out, you know, where the next phone is, because obviously they're in the middle of nowhere, and they end up, you know, stumbling across these inbred, deformed creatures in it, and you just think to yourself like, oh damn. I can't lie to you though, I feel like some of the characters are very stupid. Like the main character Chris in it, this guy literally walked into a random ass house, yeah, talking about I gotta call a phone, or we gotta find the phone. I'm thinking like, bro, you can't just walk into random people's houses, especially in the middle of nowhere. It's one of them ones where I'm just thinking like, why are you even doing this right now? Like that to me was definitely like a very dumb decision. But I'll be honest with you though, I did like the characters, most of them, not all of them, but I feel like most of them I really liked and I could like connect with for sure. I think it's also because I do feel like the acting in this movie, in my opinion, is the best. If we're talking about the franchise as a whole, I feel like this movie easily has like the best acting, but in each movie that goes along, it kind of declines in terms of acting wise. So I definitely feel like this acting in this movie is like the strongest. But it's such a fun movie because obviously they've been hunted by these creatures now. They're in the creatures' turf, because obviously the woods that they're in, that's their home turf. That's literally their yard, isn't it? Like they're literally chilling, thinking, "Wow, go on, like what's going on? Why is these humans here for?" You know what I mean? It's crazy as well though, because obviously you have like these main characters stumbling across like these like empty cars, a bunch of empty cars, and you get thinking like these creatures have been cooking for some time, man. So literally obviously it's telling you, okay, these people have been like killed and taken by these inbred creatures. And I feel like the dark thing about this movie is that there's literally no one coming to save them. It's not one of them movies where there's like people around, and if there is people around, they look like trouble as well. Like none of them, there's no one really in this movie that you can trust. One thing I noticed about this movie is that a lot of the characters like feel rude. When I say rude, I mean like even the characters that are not in the woods, the characters that just in general you see like on the road and stuff just appear like so rude and just not good people in it. So I feel like this movie does a good job at making I guess the main characters feel so isolated, where it just feels like they're the only people in the whole like entire film, if that makes sense. I feel like they do a good job at showing that though, because when they show like the whole map of the whole forest with the camera, it just tells you like, yeah, these are the only people in this forest besides obviously those inbred creatures. If you're kind of like those people that get scared easily or uncomfortable easily, it can make you probably feel like maybe like claustrophobic. I can't lie, the gore in this movie was like very mediocre. Rewatching it again, I kind of just thought to myself like, these kills aren't all that really. It's not really like that deep, you know what I mean? But it's still a good movie and it's still fun. The thrilling fact that you just got these like, you know, characters trying to just escape from these like inbred creatures from the woods, and it's like a journey. Characters trying to get from A to B. It's exciting, honestly. It really is. The story is very basic, but it works. A lot of the time you need like a basic formula, because sometimes basic formulas are what makes the centerpiece of the filming general. You know, their car's broken down, they don't know where they are, and you got these people trying to kill them. But the twist also is that these people are not really people. They're kind of like inbred, deformed creatures that have been inbreeding for like many years in it. Fam, like they're even uglier than me, fam, so that should tell you a lot. Literally. And I also thought the pacing was really good as well. It really starts to get stuck in pretty much straight away. Yeah, I just don't understand like why people don't like this movie. Like honestly, is it because maybe the kills are too basic? Is it because the story is too basic? But then there's a lot of great popular films when it comes to horror that is very basic, but it's so popular, you know what I'm saying? Like Halloween, I did a review on that. That's too basic to the point where I'm just like, anyone can make a movie like that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's like a hot take, but whatever. I just honestly truly believe that Halloween is just overrated as hell. But this movie, I honestly truly don't understand what people don't really like about it, honestly. Yeah, fair enough. I feel like you can definitely argue that a lot of the sequels afterwards aren't great. I can't even argue with that. But at the same time, I'm talking about this movie as a standalone movie, in my opinion, is easily underrated, easily. And it definitely deserves more love, in my opinion, for sure. And I feel like the effects in general were decent. For a movie that came out in 2003, I do feel like the effects was like good enough. And I also feel like the designs of like the creatures are very good, very realistic looking. There's a place and a time for practical effects, and there's a place and a time for CGI effects. You can easily make someone look inbred and, you know, deformed by just having like practical makeup. But yeah, man, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know if you've seen this movie and what you thought of the overall franchise. And yeah, man, I'll be interested to hear you guys' opinions, man, in a bit, man.